Welcome to Quotes YouTube, Advice from the Elderly, a place to share valuable life lessons from previous generations. Here, we honor the wisdom and rich life experiences accumulated over the years. Listen, learn, and join us in passing on these precious values to future generations. Subscribe to never miss out on useful videos. Ignore these life lessons and your future self will never forgive you. Advice from the elderly, be honest. It may not get you a lot of friends, but it will get you the right ones. Don't worry about what others think about you because everyone is thinking about themselves. Every second you spend comparing your life to someone else's is a second wasted. Don't get emotionally attached to anyone. People change, and even your best friends can become strangers. Learn to be content and happy by yourself. Needing others to be happy makes you weak. Share your progress, not your goals, to stay motivated. Don't be afraid to be alone. It's better than being with the wrong people. Those who ask the most from you often do the least for you. Take your responsibilities seriously, but not yourself. Fear is there to show you care, not to stop you. Don't make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. If you put someone on a pedestal, they have no choice but to look down on you. People give advice based on their perspectives. Not everything in your head needs to be said. Don't do anything that you'll have to lie about later. Light travels faster than sound. That's why some people appear bright until you hear them speak. Don't look for happiness, it's always inside you. You owe nothing to your younger self, but everything to your present self. Self-care is realizing that you are your greatest obstacle. Your parents were right multiple times, even if not academically qualified. Stop insulting them when they advise you. Healthy relationships, act like you have been there before. Overthinking ruins you, the situation, and twists things around, making everything worse. If you're going to get angry about something, ask yourself if you'll remember it in 10 years. You only get one body. Take care of it. It's resilient but can only give you what you put in. If someone emphasizes that they are telling the truth, they're probably lying. All you have power and influence over is what you decide to do with your time. You'll never ruin a role if you play yourself. Don't compare the behind the scenes of your life to others' highlight reels. Just because you miss someone doesn't mean you need them back in your life. Missing is part of getting over. First, you choose a partner based on looks and enjoy until you realize that your kids will not be raised by looks but by values. You cannot have everything. You always exchange something for something else. To know who your true friends are, look for the ones who say good things behind your back and bad things to your face. Personal growth and resilience, letting go is hard. But it's the best thing to do over time. The more victories you have over fear, the more fearless you'll become. Never make someone a priority if they only see you as an option. If you are a friend to everyone, you are an enemy to yourself. You were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that proportion. The biggest thing you need to accept is change. You don't only live once, you live multiple lives within one. Life becomes easier and more beautiful when we can see the good in others. You can cut all the flowers, but you cannot keep spring from coming. Let others' actions speak for them. People will show you more than they tell you. Everything you do creates dots you can connect later in life to understand your actions. Commitment gets you started. Consistency gets you somewhere, and persistence keeps you going. You can fall in love more than once. Don't worry too much when someone you love leaves. Most of the time, it's for the best. If someone is trying to bring you down, it means you're above them. Don't make promises you don't intend to keep. It might mean nothing to you, but it could mean the world to someone else. Mindset and actions. Going back to your ex is like having a shower and putting on dirty underwear. Keep an open mind and act like an artist, but think, fail, and learn like a scientist. You don't find your purpose somewhere else, you create it where you are. Your entire life can change in an instant, so be grateful for what you have and do good with it. You grow rich from seeking new experiences, not material things. Action breeds more clarity than thought. You can't think your way into a new life, you have to act your way into one. The life you experience is a reflection of your mindset. Chasing happiness will lead to misery until you realize that happiness is the way. All you have is now and what you do with it. Be smart enough to ask for advice, but wise enough to know who to seek it from. If you can drop anything from your world, drop the ego. The more grateful you are, the more beauty you will see around you, and the more generous life will seem, making you happier. You won't forget some bad things, you'll just stop caring until that happens. Don't stress too much about it. Success is not about your resources, but how resourceful you are with what you have. Fear limits most people throughout their lives and influences all their decisions. Control it, overcome it, and revel in defeating it. You cannot swim to new horizons until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. It's never too late to do what you've always wanted to do. Don't let naysayers discourage you. They may be projecting their own insecurities. You can't change what happened, whether it was your fault or someone else's. Don't be mad about it, deal with the challenge. People will always project their fears and limiting beliefs onto you. Build a shield against this noise to protect yourself. Don't discuss your past with anyone because only you know its true story and significance. Others may not understand or use it against you. Your tomorrow may be different from your today if you try. Keep crying about what's not working today, and I promise your tomorrow won't work. Sometimes the world tries to tell you who you are, but if you don't stop to reflect and listen, you'll never hear it. Your life won't go as planned, and trust me, it's a good thing. I remember sitting alone thinking I'd hit rock bottom, but during that tough time, I met people who shared lessons that helped me get through it. These lessons might be just what you need right now. People aren't for you or against you, they're for themselves. What's coming is better than what's gone. Sometimes you just have to walk away. Let people go and let relationships end. Your true friends become apparent when you're at your lowest. The only way out is through. You are stronger than you think. You have gotten through every bad day in your life, and you are undefeated. Nobody is going to watch out for you like you. Once you face your fear, nothing is ever as hard as you think. Out of difficulties grow miracles. Believe you can, and you're halfway there. Not everyone you meet has good intentions. The days you don't want to do anything are the days you need to do the most. The only thing you can control is how you feel, do, and think. Stop trying to change other people. It almost never works. Hardships often prepare ordinary people for extraordinary destinies. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Sometimes we can only find our true direction when we let the wind of change carry us. Never sacrifice your growth for anyone. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. You're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. Trust yourself, you've survived a lot, and you'll survive whatever is coming. You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. Change is not a threat, it's an invitation to live. We either make ourselves miserable or strong. The amount of work is the same.
Keep your expectations to yourself. Life is not always fair. People who lie and cheat can often come out on top. No matter how bad a situation seems, keep battling. hoping, and wishing. Don't wish for things to change, make different decisions and work hard. Honesty is a very expensive gift. Don't expect it from cheap people. When patience pays off, you realize you haven't waited long. You have to love yourself before you can love others. When something happens and causes us pain, it's there to teach us a lesson, not for the sake of pain. Good judgment comes from experience, and experience comes from bad judgment. Don't let the memories of your past limit the potential of your future. There are no limits to what you can achieve in life except in your mind. We must meet the challenge rather than wish it weren't there. Letting go isn't a one-time thing. It's something you have to do every day. Difficult roads always lead to beautiful destinations. There comes a time in your life when you have to choose to turn the page, write another book, or simply close it. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person who walked in. Courage is the most important virtue because, without it, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. Most people will deceive you if given the chance. You don't drown by falling in the water, you drown by staying there. Life is inherently risky. The only big risk to avoid is doing nothing. Every next level of your life will demand a different you. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Don't let anyone make you feel like you don't deserve what you want. The chief danger in life is taking too many precautions. The most important thing in life is learning how to fall. Bad days build better days. Let the improvements of yourself keep you busy so you have no time to criticize others. People tend to complicate their own lives as if living weren't already complicated enough. A tough lesson in life is that not everybody wishes you well. There is neither happiness nor unhappiness in this world. There is only the comparison of one state to another. Only a man who has felt ultimate despair is capable of feeling ultimate bliss. Hard times are sometimes blessings in disguise. We do have to suffer, but in the end, it makes us stronger, better, and wiser. Rehearsing situations in your head is a waste of time. The situation will always be different than anything your imagination comes up with. People will walk in and out of your life, and those you least expect will become memories of a temporary time you thought was permanent. One of my biggest lessons in life is we heal at the speed of our forgiveness. A little foolishness is enough to enjoy life, and a little wisdom to avoid errors that hurt. Hard times don't create heroes. It is during hard times that the hero within us is revealed. Happiness is not the absence of problems, it's the ability to deal with them.
The great courageous act we must all do is to have the courage to step out of our history and past so we can live our dreams. Nothing in your life will change unless you change. You think you know someone, but mostly you just know what you want to know. It took a long time, but I've learned that you can't take anything you want out of life without putting something back in exchange. Instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy to what you can create. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses and start making changes. You can't understand everything immediately. Sometimes you need to wait. Some goodbyes set you free. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. If you have a strong purpose in life, you don't have to be pushed. Your passion will drive you there. Life changes for the better when we realize we don't have to know everything and don't have to pretend we do. Be the reason someone smiles, the reason someone feels loved and believes in the goodness in people. It's never too late to reinvent yourself. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy. Obstacles don't have to stop you. If you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up. Figure out how to climb it, go through it, or work around it. You can't always get what you want, but if you try, sometimes you get what you need. The first step towards getting somewhere is deciding not to stay where you are. The hardest thing to learn in life is which bridge to cross and which bridge to burn. Pay attention, lessons always arrive when you are ready. Facing your emotions gives you more strength and happiness in the long run than shutting them down or ignoring them. If you believe strongly in something, stand up and fight for it. Guard your thoughts when alone and your words when with others. If you don't spend your life for yourself, others will spend it for you. Be grateful for what you already have while you pursue your goals. If there's a single lesson life teaches us, it's that wishing doesn't make it so. Sometimes you're not going to fit in no matter how hard you try, and it's better to be alone. Every journey has its final day. Don't rush. When one door closes, another opens, but we often look so long and regretfully at the closed door that we don't see the one which has opened for us. Always trust what your gut tells you, even when everybody else tries to convince you otherwise. Don't take people for granted. You never know when they could be gone, and you never know how much they mean to you until they're gone. Never back down from a real challenge. They give the best lessons in life. You are the only person who can simultaneously be your best friend and your worst enemy, and you can choose which one is more prevalent. You cannot control the behavior of others, but you can always choose how you respond to it. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Sometimes you have to lose all you have to find out who you truly are. People only get better with experience if they are willing to learn and understand the lessons given to them through the bad times in their lives. Tough times teach us that our resilience is stronger than we ever imagined. You have to speak up for yourself because no one else will. You won't always be able to help someone change for the better. If you keep trying, there will come a day when you decide you can't do it anymore and they clearly don't want to change. Your life is the result of the choices you make. There is no plan, just the consequences of choices. Be cautious with good deeds. Kindness has limits and some may exploit your generosity. You can either become the victim of your struggles or emerge from them as the hero of your life. The most precious thing in the world is time with those you love. We tend to forget that happiness doesn't come from getting something we don't have, but from recognizing and appreciating what we do have. Your future is your past that you understand. You have to help yourself. No one else can help you. You have to do it yourself. Once you realize this, you will feel more in control of your life.